or let me put it as a part of data interpretation. Now you see, just for your convenience, I am just writing it here. Right, this is 2015, 16, 17, 18, 19. See, and another reason why we are sticking to analysis from 2015 is the fact that it is the first year, that is 2015 was the first year when CSAT was made qualifying. Before that, CSAT was just like GS for 200 marks. So for GS 200 and CSAT 200, 200 plus 200, 400 marks. Out of 400, whatever is the highest that you are getting, then you are called. So from 2015, though, if you are aware of bit of history about CSAT because of the protests, so the government had changed it to a qualifying exam. Now you see, so when you are going through this, you just try to see the number of questions. So from each year, since that I have clubbed this reading comprehension, data interpretation, the second one, first you see in 2015, maths questions were 30 and reasoning data, this was 20 because 18 plus data interpretation 2, reading comprehension was again 30. The next year you see 31, so again 21 for reasoning and then 28 for reading comprehension. Now in 2008 you will see 28 and then 22, here it is 30. The next one is 18 for maths and very high for reasoning and data interpretation, that is 36 and 26 for reasoning. Now if you see in 2019 there are 32 maths questions and then 18 reasoning questions and then 30, right? Now if you see broadly, we will not look at each of that as to how it is working out and so on. Broadly if you see, what do you observe here? Broadly, I just want to be on a broad scale. Reading comprehension is something like 30 questions, which means this is having 75 marks broadly. It varies in a couple of years, slightly lesser and slightly more in one of the years. And basic numeracy and reading comprehension 50, 52, 50, 54 and 50, which means these two, that is maths and reasoning together, are being asked around 50 questions, which means that it is 125. So 125 reasoning and maths plus reasoning, and 75 is reading comprehension. So this is what the final thing is this one. 125 is maths and 75 is reading comprehension. Now when I was discussing this back then with the students, when we were discussing, so people said that, sir, I am weak in maths, so I will concentrate only on reading comprehension. So that means I will concentrate on these 30 questions to clear the exam. So now again the same. So if you go back to that, what did we discuss? So you need 27 questions to get correctly. Now just imagine, I know you are really good at reading comprehension. This happens especially for people from North India. If they are weak in maths, they think that these reading comprehension passages are given in Hindi also, right? Those of you who have already given these reading comprehension passages in competitive exams, you do understand that if a passage is asked in the mother tongue, it becomes all the more easier for us to do. So when it is becoming all the more easier for us to do, so obviously our inclination will be towards this. But can you tell me what is the danger in this one? The danger in this is this, that out of all the 30 questions, all 30 will not be easy. In fact, they will never be easy. All 30 will never be easy. Even if they are easy, out of 30, you need to get all 30 correct. Even if you get 1 or 2 wrong, I don't know. So then you might be, let us say, out of 30, you are getting 90% correct. That is 27 you are getting correct, 3 you are getting wrong. So that means you will end up with 65 marks. Gone. You are not able to clear the cutoff. But is that what you are reading this for? No. Similarly, same is the case with maths and reasoning. People who are good in maths, sir, and that too, this is for 125. I need only 66. See, maths and reasoning questions relatively take more time, because you need to solve something here. You need to explore the possibilities and solve something. Whereas in reading comprehension, there is nothing like solving. Reading and then you are doing that. That becomes a problem in this one. And because same whatever is applicable for this is applicable for vice versa also. There will be some very easy maths and reasoning questions that people who are concentrating only on this will miss out. And there are some very easy and reading comprehension questions that people who are focusing only on maths and reasoning will miss. And also the another problem with focusing only on reading comprehension is this. Now in 2015, as you can see, reading comprehension questions were 30. This was the first year wherein people were asked to, when the exam was made qualifying and there were questions. So most of the people, some people applied this strategy that they will attempt only this. And unfortunately most of the people failed. But what did UPSC do? UPSC countered them by doing this, that in the next year, out of 28 questions, they had given something like 22 passages, which means it had only either 1 or 2 questions for each passage. Now just imagine, to answer 28 questions you are reading 20 different passages, or 22 or 23 different pieces of information, and then you are asked to do the questions. In the exam setup, doing so many passages or doing so many questions in taken from different contexts will not be easy, and that's why most of the people failed here also. That's what I have been telling, I have been taking the CSAT classes from 2011, so I keep telling people that have a balanced strategy. Do some questions from this and do some questions from maths and from reasoning. See, eventually what you need to get 40, that's what we are saying, and out of that you need to get something like 80% accuracy, or 45 means something like 35 questions correct. 10 to 12 from this, and maybe around 8 to 10 from this, and then 10 to 12. So that will make it something like 35. Or maybe if you are strong in maths and reasoning, you might get 25 correct here, only 7 or 8 correct here. That is acceptable. But don't expect that I will get all 40 questions correct from this one only, or all 30 from this one, all 30 from maths only. That is a very, I would say that's not a very wise strategy to have. If you are going for that, it will be very difficult. I will give you one more example on this one. So I will tell you what will happen. I hope we are clear on this one. So I will try to erase this before we move forward. We are erasing this one. Right? Now you see, if you are focusing only on reading comprehension, what happens? In 2011, I am just taking the previous year questions, how it works out. 2011, there was one question that from A to B, there are 2 routes, and from B to C, there are 3 routes. What are the total number of routes from A to C? So now how do we do that? Just draw a route. Let us say this route is, I am just marking it as R1, and this is R2. And from B to C, there are 3 routes. So this will be R3, R4, R5. Now you see, it is, I think, very simple. I hope all of you can draw this. What are the different routes from A to B, A to C now? A to B, I can go with R1 and then with R3. So R1, R3 is one different route, and then R1, R4 is second different route, R1, R5 is third different route. So 3 routes. Similarly, R2, R3, R2, R4, R2, R5. So then you will get 3 more here, 3 here. So totally there will be 6 different routes from A to C. That's all. That is the answer. So if you have directly neglected it without even looking into the question, that's it. You have lost these 2.5 marks. And 2.5 marks were not very small marks. That is why I would say always focus on the different ones. I do understand that some people will have a problem, sir, by listening to maths itself. I get frightened and I will not be able to solve the questions. I do understand and appreciate that. And to avoid that only, we are here, trying to channelize our stuff. And that is why I have given you the topics, some chapters from 6th, 7th and 8th NCERT maths, so that you get used to that. Right? So now the strategy is very clear here, that you need to adopt a balanced strategy. That means you need to do reasonable amount of questions from each topic, that is maths, reasoning and reading comprehension. Please follow that, you will be able to clear. Most of you will be clearing it. If all of you follow this one, it's unlike GSK, all people cannot get selected into mains. CSAT, there is nothing like that. All of you can get 66. Then you, depending on your GS paper 1 score, whether you will be qualified or not qualified. So that is why I hope all of you do get 66 in this one. So now, to get that 66, what should you do? That is what we will see now. Now up to now, what we have seen the syllabus, number of questions, how many you should attempt, and how many you should attempt, what should be the accuracy, time for each question, and so on. Later we have come across the analysis of each previous year papers, how the questions were asked, And how should you be attempting? Whether we should focus only on one area or by neglecting other? No, you should focus on all the things. That is what we call as balanced approach. However, if I say that you need to have a balanced approach, it doesn't mean that you should neglect your strength. For example, let's say one of you is really good at reading comprehension. So then you might solve 20 questions from reading comprehension. That's fine. So you might solve, let's say 25, you might get 20 correct. Very good. So I try to get the other 10 to 12 questions from other topics. That's what I'm trying to say. I'm not trying to tell you that solve equally from all sections, like 10 from maths, 10 from reasoning and 10 from English. That's not possible, because then you will be losing out on your strength. If you try to get 10 from maths and 10 from reasoning, if you are doing only 10 in reading comprehension, you are being foolish, because this is your strength. I'm not trying to advocate that. What I'm trying to tell you is that have a balanced approach, maximize your score here, and try to look for the easier questions in maths and reasoning. Vice versa is also true. If you are good in maths and reasoning, solve these questions correctly. Whereas look for easier questions in this one. How should I look for easier questions? That is what we will try to see. How do you attempt the paper? Rather, how should you be going about attempting the paper? So that is what we'll be looking in the next couple of minutes. So, right, I hope it's fine enough. Now, we look at the next things. How should you be going through this, right? So now, you see, now I will tell you what are the topics, or rather I would say, what are the materials that you need to prepare and what are the exams and so on. Now, first of all, I will say, people who are, I think I have already told this in the one of you asked in the question in the group. However, if you are getting something like 60, you need right now, or if you are not attempted any questions or any CSAT paper so far, attempt it today and see. If you are getting something like 60, you need not worry. Whatever you are preparing, whatever you have been doing so far, just do that. Most probably you will clear. If you are getting above 60 and all, that's fine now. If you are something like 50 to 60, then from today have, let's say, something like 50-day strategy and so on. Whatever it is, whatever the number of days, and all of you should attempt 7 to 8 complete papers of CSAT. All of you, without any exception, because this gives you the practice. 50 to 60. And people who are getting less than 50, that becomes a problem. If you are getting, less than 50 if you are getting, then you need to be very careful. Then you need to focus more on this. If you are not studied anything so far, try to give at least 2 hours study. Because it's already April 5th or 6th. So now you don't have much time to do it. So at least I would say 2 hours. So you might say that, sir, why should I give 2 hours? It's only qualifying. Please understand, unless until you qualify this, there is no point in getting, so whatever the number of marks. I have seen, one student who met with me every time, and I have seen his mark sheets also, so I can vouch for that authenticity. Every time I have seen he was not getting less than 120 in GS. That's about 2015, 16 and 17 I am talking about. Not less than 120, but in CSAT he was always stuck with something like 60 or 55 and 60. I hope you can understand the pain once that happens to you. That is why I don't want that to happen to anybody else, since that he has already suffered that. Next, of course, he had cleared that, but unfortunately he could not clear it in mains. That's fine. So leaving that aside, it's very easy. Let me tell you, whatever whatever I am trying to put here, if you can follow this, nothing else is required. And I repeat, nothing more than what what I am telling you is required to clear this season, provided you practice the way I am asking you to follow. If you are not practicing it, then you say that, sir, you said this one. That's not possible. Because I am trying to tell you, you do whatever that I am trying to say here. That's enough for you to clear that's right. And at the end, I will try to let's list out what all things that you can read. I would say the first thing and foremost thing in terms of question papers would be previous CSAT papers. Previous CSAT papers, number 1. And not just CSAT, previous other exams of UPSC, like CAPF, Provident Fund का जो Assistant Commissioner होता है, PF ACPF का, and Assistant Commissioner in Provident Fund ACPF उसका, CAPF and this one Provident Fund Commissioner का, these exams, or like CDS, all these papers, they are available online. And see, I think one of the persons was asking me, sir, please send the links for these exams. It's not difficult for me to send the links, but I generally avoid that because civils is not about spoon feeding. You have to do some research. Yes, some things you may not be able to find out, that's fine enough. But it's not just for you, it's just for all the students I am addressing. Before you have exhausted your energy on searching that, do not ask others for help. It's about searching online, right? You need to do that research. You need to put that effort. Only then you will become better at your preparation. Because that is how it is working nowadays. Even when it is in job, whether it is civil job or other job that you are going to do, so you just